The idea that everyone has equal opportunities no matter what their social status, race, or religion. Millions of Americans believed in this idea, but few have ever had the chance to make it come true for themselves. After World War II, availability of loans stimulated a housing boom, and the economic growth encouraged the suburbanization of American cities, with the consumer patterns shifting, purchasing of goods increasing, and transport improved. This idea of living was more accessible to a wider range of families. Many suburban areas be given some independence and are self-governed as a means to keep out people who cannot afford the added suburban property maintenance costs, from the pool to having a pristine lawn. From my observations, you can notice a distinctive line between houses who can afford sprinklers and ones who can't. Also, if your house doesn't fit regulations, formal letters are sent with fines. Lawns are also mowed in the middle of the night without residents knowing if it is not kept pristine, even after continuous letters and fines. This idea of perfection that has increased since the 1950s has caused a lot of people to move and get away from this ideology of the perfect life and American dream.
My name is Lester Burnham. This is my neighborhood. This is my street. This is my life.
The greatest boom was in consumer goods. Ordinary people were encouraged through advertising to buy these goods and a certain style of life. This lifestyle they could now achieve with a mortgage to buy a house situated in the suburbs and fill it with all kinds of consumer goods they had not needed in urban neighborhoods, like lawnmowers and cars, which was a huge accomplishment. The need to have a new, fancier version philosophy also started. The need to be better than your neighbors also began. This still stands today.
Lester, you're gonna spill beer on the couch.
So what? It's just a couch.
This is a $4,000 sofa, upholstered in Italian silk. This is not just a couch.
It's just a couch! This isn't life! This is just stuff. And it's become more important to you than living. Well, honey, that's just nuts.
After the war, I returned home restless and decided to go east and learn the bond business. I rented a house in one of the strangest communities in North America. 20 miles from New York City, a pair of enormous eggs jut out in the Long Island Sound. I lived in the less fashionable West Egg.
America today, but not just America, have been subdued to this new way of living to be powerful and high up in the business food chain. Making sure the house has 2 cars in front of it, multiple computers inside, and the family time is replaced by TV programs and a non-existent parent. This is shown in Matilda. The need to have money by get-rich-quick schemes is more important than the welfare of their children.
A book? What do you want a book for?
To read.
To read? Why would you want to read when you got the television set sitting right in front of you?
Mathematically, defaults and bankruptcy are literally built into the system, and there will always be poor pockets of society that get the short end of the stick. An analogy would be a game of musical chairs, for once the music stops, somebody is left out to dry. and that's the point. It invariably transfers true wealth from the individual to the banks. For if you are unable to pay for your mortgage, they will take your property. This is particularly enraging when you realize that not only is such a default inevitable due to the fractional reserve practice, but also because of the fact that the money that the bank loaned to you didn't even legally exist in the first place.